Wizards of the Coast has just announced a brand new product called Magic Game Night. What is it? Well, let's analyze it. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. Today, we are here to talk about a brand new product called Game Night. Now, I keep wanting to call it a program, apparently, because it makes me think of Friday Night Magic, but that's not what it is. It is a boxed set. So what we're going to do is I'm going to disappear off the screen, and we're going to go fully over to the Wizards website and go through everything involved in this product and decide whether it's good to get or not. So I will see you after that. All right, here we go. Starting out with the description and the packaging artwork here. So imagine this scenario. A group of friends, maybe a monthly board game group, stop in looking for something new to try out. Something they can all pick out, learn, and enjoy together. It happens all the time, but rarely are store owners able to hand them something Magic related, which is a shame because Magic is awesome. Magic Game Night is for those gamers. It's an out-of-the-box, introductory multiplayer Magic experience in a way similar to Planeswalker decks, but for multiplayer. Magic Game Nights contains 5 pre-constructed decks, one of each color, plus all the accessories you'll need to play the game. Spin down life counters, life counter platforms, +1/+1 counters, and 5 reference cards. Releasing on November 16th, it will be available in local game stores and mass market stores around the world. The MSRP, is $39.99, and that is applicable only to the US and Canada. And here we have the artwork itself. Now, I find the artwork to be kind of underwhelming personally. This artwork doesn't really hit for me, and as we'll see when we go into the product, neither Nicol Bolas or a Johnny is represented inside of this package, so that part to me is a little bit of a wonk. Now, putting that aside, I do like that they shaped it into the like this little pentagon kind of shape here. So it basically, if you look on the back of a Magic card, you got the 5 colors. This is representative of that shape, which I enjoy. So that is cool. And the concept behind it as well, I think is actually a smart one. The idea, because guys, I've been hanging out in game stores for a long time, worked in them, all that stuff, and I see how many people come in and just pick up games off the shelf, and they'll ask whoever's behind the counter, and sometimes that's me, hey, what's good, like what's an easy to pick up to play a game for this many players or whatever. And there's no way to just point to anything from Magic the Gathering. That's just like, you'd have to go, okay, grab this many decks, or you want this or this. This is at least a product where you can go, boom. Do you want to have a game night? This is it. And it's labeled appropriately. That makes it easy to find. I can see this nestled in amongst all the boxes of other games, and this unique shape will make it stand out a bit more. So in all honesty, in terms of the packaging design, I like it a lot. The artwork, not so much. Let's move on. Each of the 5 decks comes with an exclusive card. These cards and any of the reprinted cards not already in Standard are not Standard legal. So here's the first one. It's Militant Angel. You get 5 mana, gets you a 3/4 flying lifelink. That's not too shabby. When it enters the battlefield, you get a number of 2/2 white knights with vigilance equal to the number of opponents you attack this turn. All right, very cool. So these cards are going to be based around going after different players. All right, this is just going to be like a big 5-player round robin grand melee sort of thing. I like it. Okay, what do we got here? So we've got the white deck list. Now we'll just kind of blam through here real quick so you guys can get a idea of the different cards that are available in here. Now the decks have, how many rares do they have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rares. Alright, I'm not showing the Militant Angel. So I guess 5 rares and a mythic is what we're breaking down to. So that's alright. That's not too shabby. And overall, for the cards that are included, you can see there's a lot of vigilance, a lot of angel stuff. This is a very straightforward white deck. Alright, moving on to the blue. We've got Inspired Sphinx. 7 mana, gets you a 5/5 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to the number of opponents you have. Okay, so this doesn't care about opponents you're attacking. This cares about how many other players in the game. And in a 5-player game, this could be pretty sweet, actually. Getting to draw 4 extra cards is nice. It makes Thopter tokens. I don't like that. I don't know. I think of sphinxes as like masters of riddles and stuff, and it's like, okay, like look at the hourglasses and the books in front of her. This is what she does with the time. Makes kites. This really impressive sphinx. Bit of a fail for me in terms of the flavor. And her head is too small for her body. That's weird, man. All right, let's take a look at the blue deck. Ba-ba-ba. So they're gonna have the same amount of rares in each deck, guys. So there's a lot. You got a lot of cards in here that are gonna care about artifacts. You can see a lot already from the blue build here. A lot of flyers. A little bit of switcheroo action. Very straightforward blue. Take your stuff. Mess with your stuff. Counter your stuff. All right. Rot Hulk. 7 mana, 5/5 menace. When it enters the battlefield, return up to X zombie cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of opponents you have. Yes! And wow, look at that artwork. Oh, is he missing a leg? What? Is he missing a leg? That's very crazy. What? Is that what's going on? Or is his leg just, like, moving through the water? No, I think it's actually moving through the water. That's probably just a big wave of water. Either way, look at the immensity of this guy. He looks just very grim and awful and amazing. I really like the look of this card. Very cool. All right, and what do we got? Hey, a Death Bear. Not too shabby. So this is clearly going to be a zombie. A very hardcore zombie-themed deck. And yeah, that's definitely what's going on here. All right, Languish, eh? That's a nice include. That's a nice include. Murder, Crew Revival. Not too shabby. Not too shabby for the black deck. Alright, Goblin Goliath. What are you? 6 mana, 5/4. When it enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to the number of opponents you have. That's kind of underwhelming. 4 mana and tap. If a source you control will deal damage to an opponent this turn, it deals double that damage to that player instead. Oh, yeah! Wow! Cool. Oh, he's got a flaming tree in his hand. He's got a whole tree that he's holding set on fire. And he's a mutant goblin. Alright, man. The flavor behind this is actually awesome. I really like this guy. I would not mind having him. Alright, so let's take a look at the accompanying deck. Alright, I would expect a goblin deck, but the Captivating Crew actually... Wait a minute. 2 Captivating Crews? 2 copies of the same rare? What's going on here? How many rares are in this deck? 2 rares. Did I miscount and just assume that there would only be one-ofs? Interesting. Okay, never mind. My rare count is way off, guys. Forget what I said. Look at this. You got 2 rares here. There's a rare. There's a rare. And there are rares. Never mind. Okay, so these seem to have a decent amount of stuff in them. So that's all right. And a Shivan Dragon. All right. All right, so this is like a goblin-ish deck with just random things like Seismic Elemental thrown in to show you red can stop people from blocking. This one feels drawn in a couple different directions, but it has some big fun rares. Man, there's a... How many rares are in this deck? This made me actually... Okay. 1, 2... Did they actually not put an equal amount across the decks? 3... 4... 5... 5 rares and a mythic. I'm so confused. Is this just a typo? Maybe this is a typo. Then that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's 2 of these too? That's 6 rares. Why? Why do they get 6 rares? I don't understand. Okay, well, whatever. I guess they just decided that was for balance. Well, that's okay, I guess. Rather than limiting the number of rares. It does confuse me a little. Avatar Growth. So this is the green one. You look kind of goofy with your lean back stance. What are you? 6 mana, but 1 less for each opponent. So, oh, wow. Okay, so if you're playing a 5-player game, he's only 2 green, you get a 4/4. 4/4 Trampler. When he enters the battlefield, each player can go for 2 basic lands. Oh, cool. Very cool. Some of these cards you feel like you could have fun with outside of this actual boxed set. So that's nice. I like the look of this. And there is that trade-off where you're going to put it out and everybody's going to get lands. That'll speed the game up and make it more interesting. This has that great feel like Mana Flare and Howling Mine does. People are going to love the Avatar Growth. Alright, so what does the green deck get? It gets a Galta, very nice. Gigantosaurus, Goreclaw, Palaka Worm. Alright, not too shabby. So it's got 4 rares right there. What other rares we got in here? Is this just going to hurt my brain more with the lack of symmetry? Well, there's your 5th rare. I wanna feel like I missed some rares. No, I've got 5 rares in this deck too. I'm so genuinely confused now. I'm so genuinely confused. Alright, so this deck overall, looks like a pretty straightforward green beat 'em down. Okay, so we've looked through all the decks now, so let's return to me full screen so I can give you my final thoughts and analysis on this bad boy. All right, I'm back, baby. So overall, honestly, for what it is, as a product to go on the shelf, like you have to judge a product for what it is. This isn't meant specifically for already entrenched Magic players. This isn't designed for people who are already playing Magic. This is designed to sit along on the shelf beside like Munchkin and Castle Panic and Carcassonne and all those other games that somebody just comes in off the street who doesn't even know Magic and would just go, I want to have a fun game night with like 3 or 4 of my buddies. You know what? This looks cool. We're going to grab this and give it a go. And that's what it is. And for that purpose, $40 is a totally reasonable price. If you look at the price of a lot of games that you're going to pick up off of the shelves, it's totally within that realm. It totally fits. The decks seem like they're going to be fun. They represent the colors pretty well. You're going to get to wail on each other. They have exclusive cards so that if anybody who actually plays with it decides they want to get into Magic, they can use those or trade those off to other people. It's also anybody who is a Magic player and wants to grab it just to play with some beginners or friends. It's a great way to introduce people to Magic as just kind of an introductory tool ready to go. I enjoy the way that the box is designed as well. Overall, it seems like a pretty solid product. You get a decent amount of rares. You're looking at least 5 rares a deck. So you're getting your 25 rares and 5 mythics. And it's only $40. So it's a little more than $1 a rare if you break it down in that regard and care about that. But overall, the 5 decks balance against each other. The product for what it is, to me, is very cool. So I'm going to say that for what it is, it gets a thumbs up. I mean, you look at it, look at cards right now in Standard. You want to get yourself a Teferi? A Teferi, just a Teferi to play in Standard costs more than an entire game night than this. I think it's a clever idea, and I totally am on board with this product.
And together, we are the 6 turtles of Magic.
Gets a thumbs up. So, that being said, my friends, now what do? Now, we roll the scroll. Let's see the Golden Lords. Thanks for supporting me, boys. All right, now, let me tell you what kind of options we got for you today. What do you want to do? Do you want to head on over and check out some lore videos? Or do you want to watch me make fun of the dumbest baby names in existence on my other channel where I do hilarious things? I'm telling you, I mean, this one's good. This one's better. Get on over there, baby. And I'm history, baby.